Hey man. Sorry, I was boiling my kettle, so I have my mic muted so you didn't get ear raped. Oh, thank you so much for your resub, man. I really appreciate it. How you doing? Your 21 months of resubbing on my 2-year anniversary. So kind. It's like you timed it for today. Oh, that's alright, man. Yeah, I decided I wanted to play some Persona because I didn't normally Saturday is my Persona day, but I did some random games to celebrate 2 years of streaming. So. But I'm trying to pace my Lost Ark addiction at the moment, so I'm gonna stream some Persona instead. Oh, by the way, because you're a sub, you can use the new animated emote. I think it's broken 142 2 years or something.
Nice.
You know, happy to. Oh, and that one. There's two. There's that one and this one. Got this one as well to celebrate 2 years of streaming. What in the world's going on? Mm-hmm.
On your feet, inmate. Our master has an important matter to discuss with you. Heed his words well.
So yeah, thanks for all the support over the years, man. I appreciate it. Mwah.
First, I'd like to congratulate you for expelling the one proud of their greed. Or so I'd like to say, but something odd seems to have happened.
What happened?
Who knows? However, don't you sense it? The malicious will of another?
If you're super interested, you can also type !stats. And it shows you the stats from 2 years of me streaming. Fuck you. One of the 2 streamers you can watch.
It seems a contingency has occurred.
Just, you know, in case anyone's interested.
At this rate, your rehabilitation cannot be completed, though I doubt that will be the case. I truly look forward to seeing how you overcome this predicament.
Done.
All right.
Hell yeah, man. I streamed a lot.
We shall meet again.
How many years are in 2 years?
Time's up, inmate. Hurry up and return to your world.
How many, I mean hours, not years. How many hours are in 2 years? 17,500. So then what's 17,532 divided by 2,300? What's that as a percent? So nearly 10%. Nearly 10%. Oh, what? Actually, let's do it this way. What is 2,300 hours in days? $95.8 days of streaming. It's a commitment, man. I stream pretty much every day. Because I love you. Not you, but you as a collective. But also you individually. Winky face uwu. Oof.
Is that true?
Did you hear? Okamura died. Sort of the news. He collapsed during his press conference, right? I wish I'd been watching when it happened. Probably better off. It was a total disaster. Let me turn this. I'm gonna turn the audio down a little bit. I never imagined seeing a heart attack would be so unsettling. The news says it was because of illness, but either way, you spin it, still bizarre. Damn, wish I'd seen it live.
Listen this time, okay?
And in this age, proletarian literature, that is, literature written by the working class. Did you see that interview? I thought it was going to be some hidden camera show at first. I was so scared I changed that the channel. He really looked like he was in pain. That was sick. Be quiet down. We're in class right now. Not to mention you have midterms starting on Monday. Focus on studying. Things are getting pretty bad. Seems police have shown up at our school. The police? What for? Your sister hasn't told you about any of this? Nothing at all. Could this be related to Okamura's death in some way? But there's no connection between our school and Okamura Foods. Think they came to talk to Haru? She's absent today. Then seriously, what are they here for? I can't even begin to fathom the reason. Anyhow, let's be particularly careful not to stand out, and head straight home once school ends. Understand that, everyone? Oh, 07. We haven't found anything
useful as evidence.
Oh, I guess I'll shut the fuck up then.
I see.
We're hoping to find something more than the calling card, too.
We've confirmed the victim's connection to the Phantom Thieves, at least. Thank you for your cooperation.
Speaking. Huh? They found a calling card in the principal's office, too.
Yes. I'm sorry to ask again, but your father hadn't said anything about the Phantom Thieves, correct?
That's right.
Please contact me if something catches your attention. It doesn't matter how trivial it seems. You don't have to force yourself, though. Just anything that comes to mind.
How ironic that she's talking to a phantom thief. Lol.
The principal? No one told me about that.
It's because we didn't do it.
So basically, your group didn't go after Okumura's life. And even the death of Shujin's principal, who we found a calling card for, was the work of another. You don't sound like you're lying. If you wanted to deceive me, you could have easily woven up a much simpler lie than this metaverse. Moreover, your account coincides with my own investigation. Is that even possible if it were made up? And I hate to admit, but with my line of work, I know a false testimony when I hear one. Still, if you set your sights on Okumura based on my intel, it'd be before his name was even ranked. You could have ignored him and targeted some other famous person. Why would you go so far as to further investigate and pursue this criminal?
My teammate was in danger.
Simple enough. There's still no proof that another suspect exists. That said, it's safe enough to say that you aren't the murdering type.
All right.
Meow.
But with the subsequent deaths of Okumura and Shujin's principal, the public's opinion changed. Pressed to prove your innocence, your next objective was... What's the matter? Is it a side effect? What in the world did the police inject into you?
Oh shit, my vision's starting to get distorted. Holy shit.
Can you hear me? You need to stay focused. Don't scare me like that. If what you're saying is true, you must tell your side of the story to the end. We'll both be in trouble if your testimony becomes unreliable. Well then, let's move on. At last we arrive at your most recent crime.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean, don't you? This calling card was delivered to your latest target, the one you had decided would prove your innocence. It was addressed to Sae Nijima, myself. Now, explain everything to me.
What? Has anyone been able to contact Haru? I'm worried about her. No luck here. Me neither. She won't pick up. Doesn't look like she's seen any of our chats either. I'm worried about her. I hope Haru's okay.
Nice.
Dee dee dee. Dee dee dee. We're just gonna go to bed? I guess so. We still don't know anything. President Okumura died. Is this just a coincidence? Is there an illness that could cause that? Nah, no way. So it was murder? That's terrifying. This might be the biggest event of the century. My apologies for messaging you so early in the morning. Things have calmed down a bit at home, so I thought there's something I need to tell you. Are you alright? Yes. Thank you. There's actually something that's caught my attention. I think I need to discuss it with everyone though. We should meet at the hideout after school. Looks like Haru is managing, somehow. Alright, let's meet up with everyone after school. Was Okumura murdered? But that was a live broadcast, wasn't it? If it wasn't an illness, then it has to be murder. Didn't he kind of deserve to die anyway? Still, I feel bad for him going out like that.
With this, preparations are finally in place. The public has praised them as allies of justice before they strike them back to the ground. Now then, she'll be next. Yes, I've already spoken to Human Resources about it. It will be a heavy responsibility, but I'm certain it'd be an honor for her. The culprits behind the mental shutdown cases she's been pursuing all this time. Indeed, they'll become the criminals we've set them up to be, just as you instructed.
So damn loud.
Where's Haru?
She's the one that called us, so she'll show up eventually.
Well, even though things have calmed down, she must be occupied with what happened to her father.
Wait, what?
What's up?
People are posting that we killed President Okumura.
So it's begun already.
What?
Think about it. The CEO collapsed the way he did during an apology conference that our group caused.
Still! They were raving about us so much, and now they just treat us like murderers?
What a lightning-fast change of attitude.
They don't know a damn thing about our situation.
Calm down. Not everyone is necessarily saying that.
But there's no way to vindicate ourselves.
Haru! I'm sorry I'm late. I'm the one who asked you all to make time for me, too.
My condolences. Must be rough.
I'm okay now. I called everyone together because there was something worrying me. Did you all target the principal?
Huh? The principal? You mean ours?
Yes. What makes you say that? Yesterday, a public prosecutor came to my home. It was a woman named Nijima-san. I overheard her saying a calling card was found in the principal's office. Considering that this was right after what happened, it's got to be Shujin's.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Doesn't this all seem weird to you? It may just be my imagination, but I feel as if things are escalating far too quickly after President Okumura's incident.
What do you mean?
Perhaps we may have been set up by the real culprit.
For real?
There it is.
That could be.
Then we need to catch them as soon as possible.
Hold a moment. Can we assume we've been set up, though? We don't even know their objective.
What else are we supposed to do then?
All calm down for a moment. From what Haru said, even the police are suspecting that the Phantom Thieves are murderers. It wouldn't be wise to carelessly make a move at the moment. We need to act as normal students for now. In addition, we have midterms next week.
Exams? At a time like this? I envy you, Futaba. Futaba?
Got something on my mind. Gonna go home and look into it.
I wonder what that could be.
At any rate, we need to behave and not draw attention to ourselves. Understood?
Bam, 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 bam. Don't tell me the Phantom Thieves did that to President Okamura. They're heroes, they would never do that. I'd be disappointed if they just turned out to be criminals. Has to be some kind of trick, they'd never do that. I can't think of any other explanation, it has to be it.
For real?
They found a calling card with the principal, but that's impossible. This is ridiculous. Why are people doubting the Phantom Thieves over what happened to President Okamura? They'd never do such a thing, isn't that right? Absolutely. Yeah, I trust them. Anyway, it seems like everyone's forgotten all that they've done up to this point. That won't stop me though, I'll continue cheering them on. Make sure you tell them that. Well, see you later. Mishima's a bit narrow-sighted, but he's a good person deep down. We can't betray him. So all we can do right now is sit tight and wait. I'm sorry for worrying you, everyone. I won't be able to respond for a little while longer. You don't need to mind us. More importantly, are you doing alright? I'm okay. I'm more worried about the people at the company, to be honest. It seems everyone's having difficulty with not only clients but the press as well. They're even handling the preparations for my father's funeral. I just feel so guilty that I'm unable to help out at all. You shouldn't. Everyone understands this is a trying time for you. And we're here if anything happens. I know. I'll get in touch once things settle down. Don't push yourself. Thanks. Talks to you later. Bless that girl, worrying about others even at a time like this. I bet they killed Okamura to make an example out of him.
Impossible.
Why else would they kill him during a press conference? I read somewhere that Okamura raised his daughter alone. Maybe he wasn't a great manager, but as a parent I feel for him. Murdering someone to make a point is textbook terrorism. Like Shido and that Akechi kids say. The Phantom Thieves are a menace. Have we been cheering on murderers all this time? Oh, hey Tom. I know, right? That was just unpredictable. It has to be a setup. The Phantom Thieves aren't like that. They're not heroes, they're just criminals. I believe in the Phantom Thieves, they wouldn't do that. I'm really disappointed. Were they just lying? Big lurk. No worries, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Who on earth set us up? Does anyone have any idea? Of course not. If I were to guess, I would say the culprit behind the mental shutdowns. Wait, how do we even know we got set up to begin with? They found a calling card in Principal Kabayakawa's office. Someone else had to have planted that, obviously. In the worst case scenario, it's possible they know our identities. This is bad, guys. Yes, our state of affairs are looking quite bleak. Let's prove our innocence. How do we even do that, though? Looks like our only choice now is to find the true culprit. Although we don't have any leads. Damn it, why has this got to happen to us? wish we could prove our innocence, but we can't afford to make a dumb mistake and get ourselves caught. We'll just have to keep laying low and wait. Let's not do anything conspicuous, okay? Hey, sorry for bringing this up when things are so chaotic. I know it's been tough after what happened to President Okamura and all, but this is the perfect time for smaller changes of heart to restore your reputation. Anyway, here's the info I have. If true, this one's pretty crazy. Apparently an ex-mercenary who works as an assassin is hiding out in the Shibuya underground. He acts like a homeless person during the day, but then goes about his work at night. He hasn't left any trace of his identity though, so there's nothing the police can do. Sounds dangerous. Right? I can't breathe easy knowing he's out there. Well, according to the rumors, his name is Yohei Kiritani. I'm seriously scared. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm leaving this to you, fan of Thieves. Mishima really does get some amazing info for us sometimes. Our reputation may have taken a hit after Okamura's death, but we can still prove our justice in mementos. We should discuss this with everyone when we have time. Oh, and we have to meet up with Haru before we can go in. Is there any reading I can do?
Hey!
All right.
Hey!
All right.
Hey!
All right.
What are your thoughts?
Thoughts. I'm max knowledge, but it was triggering me to have a book that wasn't read, so.
Head back?
Yo,
I hear the Fantasy killed someone. It's all over the news.
What can I get you?
Oh!
Fuck.
You're the most unremarkably attractive woman to ever work fashion, Betsy. God, I love you.
Yeah, I hear that. Wait, What did you say?
It looks like this woman's ex-lover is rediscovering why he loved her in the first place.
You got it.
See, looks aren't everything for humans, what I tell ya.
Oh.
So, we finished watching Not So Hot Betsy, huh? Maybe you learned something about charm from watching this drama.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, were they just deceiving us? I guess Akechi was right after all. No, I still believe the Phantom Thieves. They're murderers, right? Hurry up and arrest them. How long are the police gonna let them run loose?
This sucks.
I wonder when Okamura's son will start coming back to school. I know the funeral's soon. It must be tough organising the funeral for a bigwig CEO. Okamura-san is usually pretty quiet. Do you think she's okay? Hard to believe the dad of such a nice girl could be so evil. Didn't expect this from the Phantom Thieves. That was a full-blown public execution. Things are looking rough online. They're just calling us a bunch of murderers. All the celebrities who supported us are being criticised now too. It's all gone up in flames. People are posting about this stuff everywhere. I highly doubt that anyone who supported us did so honestly. There must have been many who simply went with the winning side. I get mixed feelings about this when you put it that way. It does make me rethink a lot of things. That aside, we need to deal with our situation first. Our state of affairs continues to worsen. Can't just sit back and watch this happen. Still, we can't make a move when we don't have any leads. What are we supposed to do then? Right around when your exams end will be the perfect timing. For what? Don't worry about it. Anyway, just wait and see what happens. For the time being, let's discuss things after exams end. Ugh, somebody can focus on exams like this. Can you ever? Big true. Hey Chris. You, pay attention. Is that how you listen when someone's talking to you? I feel a murderous intent. Whoa, that was an epic dodge. That was not see a ninja? Well, whatever. Moving on. Ooh, you got the entire class's attention. Your charm has definitely increased. Ah, nice.
All right.
People are saying terrible things about us, calling us murderers. Yo. Oh right. Well, sorry about what happened in Akihabara. I really messed up. Futaba looks really depressed. Maybe you should cheer her up. That police officer, he was a way higher level than me. You did well, Futaba. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I still managed to buy some stuff after that, but that was only because you were there. Anyways, could we go up to your room? I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you some more. What's the plan? You gonna hang out? Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, a bar was lots of fun. I think I want to try going somewhere else sometime. It really sounds like Sajira wants me to go back to school. But online classes are better for studying. I wouldn't even have to leave the house. That wouldn't solve anything. You're probably right. Just studying by myself is way different from actual school. School. To be honest, I really do want to go back. Do you think I'll be able to? If we work together.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my best.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I should make a promise list. My mum used to have me do that all the time. She'd write all my goals for the month, like cleaning the house or running errands for her. Then when I finished one, she'd mark it off with a big stamp. She always used to write comments too. Those were the best. Oh, and once I finished all my goals, she would take a day off of work to spend time with me. Decided then, I'm gonna make a promise list. Time to get my ideas ready. All done. So these are my promises. 1. Go somewhere with lots of people. Getting used to big crowds is key. 2. Go to school. I want to see what the inside of a normal high school looks like. 3. Learn about my generation. I definitely need more info. 4. Have a normal conversation with a stranger my age. How's that? Sounds good to me.
Settled.
I'm not setting a deadline for this, by the way. I want to try and finish all of them someday. You're gonna have to help me though. I'll work even harder with my navigation in return. Chance to fully map a floor of mementos when entering. Oh wow.
All right.
So, if I finish all the promises, do you think I could have a reward? I know it's kind of weird to ask, but having a reward waiting at the finish line will totally push me onward. Anyway, I got this. Though I'm kind of exhausted from making the list, so tomorrow. I got this tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, gonna make like a hedgehog and roll out here. Futaba went out. So the Phantom Thieves are murderers. Guess all the praise they got before doesn't amount to much now. Gee, thanks, man. Ah, it's you. My apologies. I was submerged in my thoughts and lost track of the time. I'm sorry for staying here so late. I'll be leaving soon. Must be going now. The coffee was delicious. Fuck off out of here. It's getting crazy out there with all those incidents happening. Well, it'll make my job easier if the cops have their attention elsewhere, you know. So what do you want today?
Yo. Okay. You should be grateful. Alright. Sounds good. If
you're gonna buy one, I can customize it to make it heavier. It'll cost you though. That was that.
Might as well deck out everyone else.
That's what you're choosing. You like it? That was that. Okay. Alright, which one? It's that time of year when schools hold their athletic meets, huh? Those starting pistols aren't ours, you know. We don't sell them here. Alright, sounds good. Come again.
Ow. Was there a bookstore here? Oh, there was. Oh, I need to remember to return that DVD as well.
Hey!
We messed up. Maybe going to the gym would be a good idea. And really? Oh, no. I don't need to study with 5 knowledge. Big brain.
Now, let's carry out our plan. Yeah. Nice going.
All right. All right.
Wanna head back?
The promised list. Do you remember the promised list? I want to do that stuff. Can you come with me?
Yo.
I'm gonna be opening a shop. I need to do the dishwasher done with that.
Hey.
Guess we could respond once the dish is done. Make sure you thank the chief for breakfast, okay? Curry for breakfast, man. Lucky bastard. They still haven't caught the Phantom Thieves. I don't care how they do it, just throw them in the slammer already. It's too scary to have murderers on the loose. I don't know what kind of people the culprits are. They're murderers. Don't give me any of this justice crap. Can I bother you for a moment? Now that the funeral is over, it feels like a small burden has been lifted from my shoulders. Are you alright? I am. I actually feel bad having everyone worry about me. How about you? Are you doing okay? I'm managing. You sure are strong. I'll come back, don't worry. I think I'll be able to rejoin everyone around when exams end. Well, see you. Haru. She's the one who should be in pain right now, yet she's trying to cheer us up.
Well then.
Your exams start tomorrow, don't they? You should just focus on those for now. We'll get to work over your exams once your exams are over.
Nice.
I guess Futaba over Takemi, because Futaba's going to be out in the field with us. Yo. Do you have some time? I want to get cracking on that promise list I made. And let's form our battle plan. Step into my office. Okie dokie, let's get started on this promise list. The first one is go somewhere with lots of people. Oh, I got the perfect place. Akihabara Wars, Revenge of the Futaba. You're going to Akihabara? Be careful out there.
Hey.
Did you see that tablet earlier? Whoever drew that picture was a real pro. Not as good as Inari though. He's got a particularly pervy view on art. Whoa, what's going on? There's a super limited sale at the PC section. 3 terabytes for only 500 yen? That's what a steal. They're gonna sell out in seconds. Mayday, mayday. I'm trapped in the home appliance kingdom. The 3 terabyte war rages on outside. There are just so many people. I don't know if I can last much longer. The cord cut out. Maybe I should go look for Futaba. Ah. There you are. I was about to come find you.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks. I didn't think I was going to see you until the end of time. But then I thought about you while I was wandering around the store and bam, a wild Chris appeared. Good to see you again. So you're relieved? What an incredible coincidence. Me too. Wait a tick. I just finished a promise. Go somewhere with lots of people. Well, am I awesome or what? It's all because of the 3 terabyte war though. Oh, and because you brought me here. I, Futaba Sakura, hereby thank thee.
Alright.
I don't know though, I panicked hard when I was soloing that dungeon. I think not being with you is kind of scary. Alright then, I'm going to add another goal to my list. Being okay without you around. Might be a long quest line, but I'll finish it someday. Phew, I'm tired.
going home.
Come on, let's go home.
Ah, you're back.
This isn't much of an update, but I think I'm going to go back to school starting tomorrow. I'm sorry for worrying all of you until now. Are you really okay though? Be sure not to push yourself too hard in this time of grief. No, I actually need to push myself. My mind always wanders if I have nothing to do. Yeah, I totally get you. Besides, there's nothing I can do while I'm at home. Well, I don't know how to put it, but try not to think about that stuff too much. And if anything happens, you can rely on us. Count on us anytime. To be completely honest, when I ended up alone, I did doubt you all a tiny bit. We cannot blame you for that. But it's so horrible for me to doubt you. I mean, I'm the one who asked you all to do this. Your father just passed away, Haru. It's natural to feel a flood of emotion at such events. Yeah, it's really hard when you lose someone like that. But I'm okay now. You've all helped me out so much. Right back at you. Thank you. Those words are truly reassuring. Well then, I'll see all of you at school. Haru, I'm not surprised she seems down. You should keep her in your thoughts. Still, despite how she looks, Haru is quite the backbone. I'm sure she'll be okay. Guess we'll go level up, this guy.
Please consider
As the
what
birth
I have
rate
to say.
continues to decline, we adults must redefine our mission. We must create a country that can give birth to life. And we must create a country that can nurture that life. The power of this country lies with the power of the people.
Good evening.
Hello, there's something I want to talk to you about. You'll be able to help me out once the election begins, but we still have some time before that. I'm about to give a speech. Do you think you could help me with it? I feel more confident when you're around.
Let's say we
Well
had
then,
a-
let's get started.
Everyone,
That you possess free will does not mean that you can always do as you please. To make a decision based simply on loss and gain is to act like a heartless machine. The reason so few people care about their fellow man is because so few have the energy to do so. We politicians have fallen short of our goal to change society. We need your support more than ever. That approach isn't going to work. You have to get the voters more excited. You're going to completely lose the hearts and minds of the people. Again, what I'd like to say is...
what?
Councilman Matsushita. It's been so long since we last spoke, I wanted to stop by to see how you were doing. Oh, you have a high schooler volunteering for you, huh? My, times have changed. Do you know about the Kuromoto children? Yes, Mr. Yoshida told me. That was nearly 20 years ago. I'm impressed that you're so interested in politics. I was a member of the Kuromoto children as well. Yoshida and I joined the same year. I made an amazing career change going from a pro wrestler to a diet member. I was elected easily, but I had no idea what I was doing. I realized I wasn't elected on my own merit when I failed to be re-elected for a second term. That was true for the both of us.
No.
You made a great comeback though. You're truly an inspiration. As are you, old friend. You're working harder than anyone on the campaign trail. There's no need for false praise to impress the boy here. Yoshida is well informed about the inner workings of politics, so I'm sure he'll be a great teacher. However, I suggest you only do as he says and not as he does, if you want to become a diet member.
Hmm?
And what might that mean? I'm guessing he doesn't know. You really think you can win the election by being completely honest and making good arguments? You got to secure votes, or else you'll be forever known as no good Torah.
What?
Without honesty and good arguments, there could be no political justice. Heh, it's been a while since I've heard one of your grandiose speeches. Krith, was it? Tell me, what about Yoshida here drew you in? His speaking skills. Well, it's quite impressive. You just may have the potential to become a Diet member. You address matters quite directly for a young person. Seems you have been taught well.
You're right.
I intend to teach him everything I know. That's what we agreed on.
All right.
By the way, how are things between you and old man Kurumoto?
Yes.
We're still not on speaking terms. There's something I'd like to get your opinion on, so I'll be in touch. Very well. Oh, that reminds me. You may still distrust me because of what happened with the missing party funds, but I'm not the one who pointed the finger at you. That's all I'm going to say. Why did he have to mention that? And my apologies. That's all for today.
Well then, I'll see you
Good job.
again.
Pulling all-nighters is the worst. I really should have started studying sooner. At least the school's festival's soon. It's the thing I'm looking forward to most right now. Yeah, but are they gonna hold it? It might get cancelled. Don't say that. You're bumming me out before the exams. Things are bad enough as is. If they cancel the festival, the students will riot. I hate tests. Did you hear those rumors? I wonder if they really are from our school. Really? No way. But what if...
Pretty bad.
Phantom Thieves have gone off the deep end, don't you think? I thought they were going to change that CEO's heart, but they ended up killing him instead. Haven't people been saying that they killed Principal Kobayakawa too? I thought they were bad, but I never expected they'd turn out to be murderers. Oh man, does this mean anyone else who gets targeted is screwed?
Ahem.
Quiet down. I'll be now handing out your exam booklets.
Well,
Let
shall
the first...
we begin?
Oh, cat jam. Let the first day of exams begin. What is the origin of the word guillotine? Name of the one who proposed it.
Ooh, we can do this.
Let's see, an essay question? This looks tough, but let's calm down and think it through. Explain why the guillotine was used during the French Revolution. First of all, who proposed the idea of the guillotine? A doctor? Yeah, I think his name was Joseph Ignace Guillotine, I guess. So, from his perspective, what was the advantage of the guillotine? It could execute people quickly. There were thousands of people executed during the revolution. Looks like they needed a method of execution that was quick and impartial.
Yep.
You finished in time. Time's up. Put down your pencils and put your hands on your desks.
Hey.
You're still room for the Phantom Thieves? You know they're murderers, right? That doesn't mean that criminals should be left to do whatever they want. Still, couldn't they have at least left the principal to the police? And I mean, did you see that press conference? No way Allies of Justice would do that. I wonder if Akechi-kun has been right all along. He's so admirable, sticking to his guns even though so many people were against him.
Now everyone.
That's enough. If you don't quiet down, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Now everyone.
This will be the second day of exams. Please begin. Which of the following statements about this ball is true? It's designed for... has 32 faces? That sounds about right. What is the meaning of robota, the Czech word that is the root word of robota? Shit. Synthetic human.
That doesn't look like it'll work.
I don't know that one. I don't remember.
Hey, you.
Phantom Thieves have got to be students here, right? I mean, they killed our principal. Isn't this insane? There are murderers among us. Now that you mention it, there was a guy in Shibuya who told me he's a Phantom Thief the other day. For real? You gotta report that. Oh crap, you think so? I snapped a pic, so I should probably put it online just in case. I hope the cops catch him.
Okay, class, let's get started.
Today is the third day of exams. Go ahead and start. What is the English name for the phenomenon where it feels like your cell phone is phantom something? Phantom vibration syndrome.
Ooh, we can do this.
Which of the following government organizations, cormorant fishermen and blah blah blah.
Ooh, we can do this.
That was just a complete guess. Today's the last day of exams, huh? Well, shouldn't be a problem for you. This has been so easy, I might start yawning. You did perfectly. I can't wait to see your score. Well, I got one wrong though.
Hey.
The police are here again? Yeah, it seems like it's for real this time. Apparently one of our students is a phantom thief. Seriously? I read the same thing online. Apparently public security is already on the move. It's me. There's something I want to talk to everyone about. I'll be at the hideout. I mean, our place. Uh-oh. I received word from Futaba-chan about our upcoming meeting. There's still some time until we meet though, so I'm gonna go take care of my flowers first. See you later. Why are you telling me that? I suppose pants do need watering after all. I know, you should go help Haru. I'll let the others know. Oh right, okay.
What should we do?
How troubling. Hi there, Haru. Oh, have you come up here to assist me? You heard that, didn't you? How embarrassing. I'm not worried about the garden in case you were wondering. It's just so much has happened to me lately. Any way I can help? Well, perhaps I could share this with you. I mean, it would be nice to have someone who is aware of my current situation in life. The source of my worries is my father's company. Dealing with the aftermath has been difficult. Given how unexpected the accident was, my father didn't have a will. All of his stocks transferred to me. Which means suddenly I'm the biggest shareholder in a company of over 1,000 employees. But I don't know the first thing about business direction or fund management. Gonna be okay?
Excuse me?
I am. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. It's just, I know I'm the president's daughter, but I never thought I'd actually end up involved in company business. Because of that, I've been meeting with all the various officers and lawyers my father employed lately. They've been giving me advice on all the things I'm not entirely sure about. Assets, stocks. It's clear some people only want to get on my good side though. I don't know who I can trust. They try to sound confident by saying things like don't worry or leave it to me, but it feels like they're really only being nice so they can get their hands on my bank account. I never realized I could be this distrustful of people. I'm sorry for ranting on this matter. I feel as though doing so has helped me calm down a bit though. The only people I've consulted up to this point have been my employees. But I think what I really needed was someone close to my own age, close to my own viewpoint. If it isn't too much trouble, could we speak about this again some other time? In return, I'll, what can I do to help you? I don't have any unique talents. How about this?
To be honest,
gardening. I'm actually quite skilled at it. A few years ago, I even managed to grow tropical fruit on the balcony of my house. To be honest, this is what I do when I'm alone to take my mind off of everything that's happened. Oh, that's right. I stored some vegetables in the refrigerator down in the home economics room. You still have some time, yeah? Would you mind waiting here a moment? I grew these right here in these very planters and harvested them myself not too long ago. There's not much consistency to their colours or shapes, but I want to try them. You like vegetables? That's good to know. But to tell the truth, I have a favour to ask of you. I'd like to get Sakura-san's opinion on my vegetables. Do you think I could bring my next harvest over to your cafe? That's a great idea. Thank you. I'm sure Sakura-san will give me his honest opinion. I'll make sure that this next harvest is particularly good.
Now, shall we go?
Congrats on surviving midterms.
I think I'm screwed for real this time. I couldn't concentrate at all.
Everyone's opinions and immediately acting upon them in order to make that natural course of action a reality.
Again? It's so damn loud!
More importantly, what's this you want to talk about?
You said that something was on your mind before, but were you able to figure out what it was?
The medjed that I banned wasn't the real one.
Huh? Aren't you the real one, though?
Oh, the guy who called himself Medjed after me isn't the one from the other day.
What do you mean?
The code written by that guy the other day is different from any of the past Medjed.
And that means...
A code is like your fingerprints. No matter how you try to disguise it, your own quirks appear in it. The one from the other day was all cut and pasted with no consistency. No skill at all.
But aren't there multiple people across the world that are part of Medjed?
Couldn't it have been done by someone that joined recently?
How do I put it? That code was so not done by anyone interested in cracking. At all. At the very least, there's no way it was an official Medjed member.
So someone used the Medjed name to provoke the Phantom Thieves? For what purpose?
Could they have been doing it for fun? It was around the time our group started getting popular, so maybe they wanted in on the hype.
Wait a moment. What if it's the other way around?
Perhaps they used the Medjed name to make the Phantom Thieves known.
What? That makes no sense!
I actually thought the same as Makoto. Why's that? Know how I just said that code is like fingerprints? I found those same fingerprints somewhere completely different.
Where's that?
The Phantom Aficionado website. There were traces of it being illegally tampered with from the outside.
For real?
There it is.
For summer vacation, the access counter was made to be much higher than the actual number. Same with the rankings, particularly the time when President Okumura ranked first.
So then, the one who provoked the group and the one who tampered with the site are the same person?
I think I'm starting to see the big picture.
Both Medjed's provocation and the tampering of the website brought attention to us as a result.
On top of that, our reason for targeting Okumura was influenced by the public and the rankings.
The perfect timing and the perfect target.
If both of those had been set up...
It would all make sense.
So the culprit was planning to put the blame on us from the start? No way.
For real?
This is all hypothetical. We lack any hard evidence. But if all your deductions happen to be correct, that would mean we've been playing right into their hand for the past 2 months or so.
We gotta be overthinking things. I mean, we're talking both the rankings and Medjed. Everyone made a big deal about it. If this was all set up, then what kind of guy did we make an enemy of?
There's no point in getting anxious over speculation. Regardless, we'll be falsely charged at this rate, and with murder. We must overcome this.
But we don't even know who we're up against.
Hey, you think we're falling into another trap, even at this very moment?
Calm down.
Yeah, this doesn't mean that we've lost yet. Even if this is the actions of a meticulous enemy, we'll just have to get back at them. We need to find clues, no matter what.
Me? I was told you recommended this reassignment yourself, sir. Why would you choose someone as inexperienced as myself?
When the case of the Shujin principal was ruled a suicide, you thought to reopen it. And you proved its connection to the Phantom Thieves. This is based primarily on that achievement.
I'm honored, sir.
The Phantom Thieves issue is now a national crisis. Expectations are exceedingly high for us public prosecutors, as we are the executors of justice. Personnel and planning will be up to you on this case. You will also have the police under your command. I'd like you to oversee this operation. You've yet to give an answer. Will you accept the task of eradicating the Phantom Thieves?
I will give it everything I have.
We'll have to prepare a higher position for you as well in the event that you succeed. I don't wish to apply extra pressure on you, but I assume your odds of success are high. Naturally, failure to accomplish this task is unacceptable. Do you understand?
Of course. I will live up to your expectations no matter what it takes.
That is all then. I expect good results from you.
I'm home.
Hi, sis. Should I warm up dinner for you?
No, it's okay.
How about a bath?
No need. I just came home to get a change of clothes.
Are you going to stay at work then?
I've been entrusted with a very important task.
You look awful, though. Aren't you tired?
As an adult, there will be times when you will accept an assignment for which failure is not tolerated. It's all over for me if I can't win this.
Still, if you were to collapse from exhaustion...
This is my one chance to get a promotion. I heard detectives have been coming to your school. That must make it hard to focus on your studies. Don't worry, though. It will all be over soon.
What do you mean?
I'm going to catch the Phantom Thieves myself.
Is that the important task you mentioned?
It's none of your concern.
Oh my god. Sis has her sights set on the Phantom Thieves, and on Shujin Academy in particular. This is bad. I need to let everyone know.
Monkus. Monkus. Moncass. Things have become somewhat troublesome, everyone. Just try to stay calm. What's wrong? Sis told me she's been entrusted with an important task regarding the Phantom Thieves. That means, yes, the SIU must surely be on the move at this point. That's bad. Wait, weren't they already investigating us though? The police were doing so in secret. This operation is on a much different scale. Hold on a sec, what's this SIU thing anyways? The Special Investigations Unit, an elite team that deals with huge cases like government scandals. I've heard that name on the news. They make headlines often. The real insane part is they haven't lost a case against a suspect in like 50 years. If they come after you, you're screwed. They're the best investigation force in Japan. Are you going to be arrested? Doesn't this countermeasure seem somewhat extreme? Right or wrong, I think we're just way too famous at this point. As this is a country governed by law, they can't afford to ignore us for any longer. We may be the Phantom Thieves, but this is miserable. They probably have a pretty narrow suspect profile by now too. Hey, don't scare us like that. It's okay though, we don't have any evidence. Yes, I expect they're frantically searching for someone as we speak. No way they're going to find anything though. It's only a matter of time. We have to hurry and do something about this. Everything's going to be fine. Unless they know about the metaverse, there's no way they'll get any info on us. Well... Some real convenient timing for the prosecution though.
Nice.
We are not going to let ourselves get caught while we stand falsely accused like this. We've got to get through this no matter what it takes. Actually, I'm going to save first. Haven't they found the Phantom Thieves yet? The government and the police are useless. Are they even trying? I wish they wouldn't spend tax dollars just to sit on their asses. Mysterious group of murderers, an inept government. What's the world coming to these days? Everyone's talking trash about us. Police are here again? How many times has it been now? Our school's gotten famous. Yeah, in a bad way. I wonder if the culprit really is from our school.
Hey.
They were there today too, right? Yeah, who do those damn cops think they are? They can't just stare us all down like that. Maybe the rumors are true. Maybe there's a Phantom Thief for our school.
Okay, quiet down.
The police are here at the school, so be sure not to get in their way. Oh, and for various reasons, the school festival got moved to the 25th. There was talk of cancelling it, but we couldn't just do that. I'm sure the preparations will be rough, but don't push yourself too hard. Really? On a weekday? What kind of reasons are there? All this stuff about the principal and Kamishita this year, I guess it can't be helped. Apparently the police are going to be interrogating all of the students here. Seriously? The police are at Shujin? They haven't come to my school. Seems they're calling students individually out of class to speak with them. Wait, does that mean we're going to get called in too? Second years will start in the afternoon. Make sure you prepare yourselves mentally for this. They're going to be looking for the culprit, right? Who knows? Be careful, guys. You should probably try not to say much. They'll see through any lies you try and make. I know. In any case, don't tell them anything unnecessary.
Well then, next up is Takamaki-san and... you two will go together.
Huh? Why together?
Why? They'll probably have one of you wait outside. That's how they've been doing it so far.
Oh yeah, right.
Those are the instructions the detectives gave us. Just don't say more than is necessary and try and get it over with quick.
Take a seat.
We're sorry to take your time. This will be over quick. Let's see. Ah yes, you're the one currently under probation. It says here you had a dispute with Mr. Kamishita?
Yeah, that happened.
You're more hot-blooded than you look. You spend time with quite an interesting group. Yusuke Kitagawa and Haru Okumura? The more friends, the better, right? I'm sorry to have taken your time. You're free to go now. Oh, I almost forgot. There's just one more thing I have to ask you. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are associated with this school?
Is that really true?
We won't know for certain unless we investigate further.
Thank you for your time.
Your responses will serve as great reference material. Takamaki-san is next. Could you ask her to come in?
I got so nervous, I almost stuttered a few times. I thought I was used to police questioning by now, too. Seems we were all asked the same questions.
That's how they get you. They do that on purpose, then wait for someone to slip up.
I hope you didn't.
It was probably fine. Oh, I would have been done for if they saw how sweaty my hands were, though.
To think my name would come up as well.
Sounds like we can't take the police lightly either.
Hey, didn't you think that detective guy was scary?
Yeah, he was.
Especially those eyes. It was like they were smiling, but not.
I'm sorry for all of this. It's because of my sister. That's not true, Mako-chan. It's not as though I hadn't predicted this would happen. But now that it's become reality, I'm unsure of what to do. We need to make sure we don't draw suspicion, and work to clear our names. Right? Right.
It ain't your fault, Makoto.
I'm gonna try to see how far along this investigation really is. I'm worried about the police too, but as of now, anyone in this city could be a mole. They were so popular too.
Haru, can I ask you to search your father's belongings for clues about a possible culprit? I know it may be tough on you. No, it's okay. Now isn't the time for me to look away. As for everyone else, you need to be cautious of how you spend your time at school. So, I've decided to have you 3 second years join me on the school festival executive committee.
Why?
It will allow us to gather without drawing suspicion. Plus, trying to blend in will only do the opposite.
Fine.
Stop crying out, wow, wow, baby.
I agree. The more time I have to kill, the more time I'll spend worrying about all this stuff. No matter what happens, I don't want to regret my decisions.
Don't jinx it!
It would be no surprise if they came directly to our homes for questioning. They showed up at your school after all. I should remain cautious.
For now, the best option is to stay on the defensive. But we won't make progress at this rate. Let's try and figure out who the real culprit is somehow, okay? Of course.
This is bad. Someone totally framed us.
Nice.
Nice! I'm gonna save a lot because I'm unsure of what's coming next.
Okay.
Yes. I have another suggestion. Call for the arrest of the Phantom Thieves, then mobilize the police. The rest will go as you mentioned. Still, I'm truly amazed at the atrocious methods you come up with.
I wonder what kind of people the culprits are. Probably some idiots with a misguided sense of justice. Look, can they just arrest these guys already? Special Investigations is on it. I'm sure they'll be caught soon. What kind of people are they? I want to see what they look like.
What's going on?
Totally froze up when the cops talk to me. I bet they consider me a suspect now. Sorry about that. How much longer are they going to do this? We should be busy preparing for the school festival right now. Why did the school decide to have the festival so late anyway? I mean, changing the date just because our school's all over the news? Moving it to the next Tuesday only makes more work for us. We won't be able to invite friends from other schools now that we're holding the festival on a weekday. It'll also be an inconvenience to anyone we already invited. And what about the post-festival party? Will there be enough people for the student sharing special? It's going to be a real weird festival with morale so low. Speaking of the annoying media, we've been getting phone calls in the faculty office. The absurdity of it all. Who exactly are the Phantom Thieves? That's what we want to know. We really have no clue what method they're using. Killing someone without directly interacting with them is like magic. Speaking of magic, did you know that there's magic in math too? A magic square. It's a square in which adding up the numbers in any row, column or diagonal gives you the same total. Krith, please look at this.
Do you know this one?
What number should be in the middle of the square in order to make it a magic square? It's Sudoku or something, right? I don't usually play Sudoku. So the diagonals, so everything has to add up to make the same. I don't know.
This is it.
Correct. A 3x3 square only has one pattern, but a 4x4 square has 880 possibilities. In a 5x5 square, there are more than 200 million. Can you believe that?
Nice going.
Not that it matters, because I have max knowledge, but still.
Alright.
If you had to choose, would you try to find the Phantom Thieves or solve 200 million magic squares? I'd choose the magic squares hands down. They might both be magic, but magic squares can be calculated, and math doesn't kill anyone. Having everyone out there looking for the culprit is getting me down. So what do we do as the school's festival exec community? I'll need help with questionnaires. What questionnaires? The ones regarding who people want to see as the guest of honor. Oh right, that thing they do every year. You mean how those lame guests come to do a panel, right? Festival's dates were changed because of that situation. We need to hurry and tally the results. Come to the student council room once classes are over. Ugh, so damn boring. Don't be like that. It's so we can meet up without standing out. Let's do what we can at the moment. I'm making sure to work hard at home. But you do that all the time. I can look stuff up, so did you find anything, Haru? About that. No good, huh? I'm sorry. It will rouse suspicion if I ask too many detailed questions. No worries. I'll manage on my end somehow. Count on you. I can't go, but message me if anything happens. I will leave this to you guys. My apologies, but I cannot be of much help in this situation.
Damn it. We don't have time to be doing crap like this.
You don't need to keep mentioning it. We're doing this to keep suspicions off of us, remember?
Goro Akechi. This one too, Akechi.
They're mostly the same over here as well. Everyone's so eloquent when they can be anonymous. It's like they never accepted us to begin with. It would be nice if you did some work too, Ryuji-kun. You came to help us count these, right? Come on, leader. Can you tell him too?
Take this seriously.
We're gathering information too. You know, like online and stuff.
I guess that's one way of saying it.
Oh, look here. This ain't good.
Criminal profiling?
Shit.
The acts of thievery committed by the Phantom Thieves are mere fakes. And their true goal is murder? Every heart they changed before Okumura was just a warm-up?
So now they're accusing us of being a bunch of killers.
God, this is so effing stupid. Damn it.
We have the results. First place is Goro Akechi.
What? Akechi?
What are you so surprised for? We've been mentioning him this whole time.
Seriously? Not some singer or an idol?
It's because of us that his popularity has skyrocketed.
We're the ones counting the results. Can't we just make him up? We don't have to get him.
People will figure that out. He won by a landslide.
I knew people would vote for him, but this is way more votes than I was expecting.
It would be best for us to avoid inviting such a clear danger upon ourselves. I'd like a little more time to think about who to ask. That reminds me. How is Futaba-chan doing? She seemed like she was looking into something on her own. Has she told you anything?
Nothing. Not a word.
It's not that I don't trust her, but even one clue would work wonders for us. We should let her continue with her own investigation. I hope she finds something.
Hey.
In response to the police identifying the Phantom Thieves as primary suspects, Goro Akechi had this to say.
Even though my opinion has been met with criticism, I've held fast that the Phantom Thieves are not just. However, I believe the recent series of suspicious deaths is unrelated to their actions.
What?
What? Did I hear you correctly? But Akechi-san, you were the first to caution everyone about the Phantom Thieves. Were you not?
This doesn't change the fact that they are indeed a dangerous group. That said, I would like to express that immediately linking them to this case is far too hasty. There are still many questions to be answered here. It feels as though there is more to this.
After this conference, Akechi-san announced he will be limiting his media appearances and...
I wonder why the sudden change.
I'm super stuck on my Okamura investigation. Seriously? Even you're having trouble with this shit? What should we do? Let's meet up and discuss our options as soon as possible. Tomorrow? Earlier the better, right? Though I still haven't come up with anything myself. It said 2 heads are better than 1, so I can only imagine what 8 heads may produce. It's a good way of thinking. Totally an Inari idea. Okay, let's do everything we can now. Even if it means crossing some dangerous bridges. Considering how far we've come, we can't be particular about our methodology.
What are you staring at your phone like that for? Oh, are you going through a breakup?
That's not it.
Whoa, no need to deny it so seriously. It was just a joke. By the way, you haven't been causing any trouble, have you? I heard the police showed up at your school.
It's nothing about me.
As long as you're not getting involved. Well, fine.
Nice.
Stop telling me about the fucking fortune teller. I'm not giving her 100 grand for a piece of shit stone. Fuck's sake. Alright, no confidence. Confidant, even, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Maybe we can play a video game. Or maybe we go to the gym. Yeah, let's go to the gym actually, hold on, let me save.
Let's do it.
I think now more than ever is a good idea to start getting our health and thingy up. Aww. Cat's so adorable. Seems like you've been working out a lot. Why don't you try training with this next? This is a bench press. It'll increase your strength, of course. Also make you mentally stronger since you need to keep a consistent rhythm and form. You ready? Oof, that looks heavy. Hey, your form's off.
Hey!
Lifting that much weight was difficult, wasn't it?
Nice going!
Seems you trained yourself both physically and mentally.
Alright. Alright.
Wanna head back?
What does that detective think he's doing? He's just trying to get popular, isn't he? He wants to stand out. Just hurry up and arrest the Phantom Thieves already. Curious. Seems like he knows something. Bet he found out some really juicy secret.
Makoto, has Nijima-san told you anything about the investigation?
Well, Sis actually stopped mentioning anything about work in front of me. It's possible I made some sort of mistake. Regardless, I thought over the matter of who we're going to invite for our school festival. I'm considering asking Akechi-kun.
For real? Weren't you talking about how you didn't want to draw danger to us or whatever?
I understand this is dangerous, but without a powerful source of intel, we won't be able to win against the police network. And I can no longer rely on my sister for information. Wait, is this because of Akechi-kun's police connections? You're going to use him as your powerful source of intel? Bold move. I'm surprised to hear that suggestion coming from you, Makoto. Did you see his press conference yesterday? One of his comments defending the Phantom Thieves stood out to me. There is more to this. I think he said that knowing for certain that the Phantom Thieves would be watching.
Still, there will be so many other students at the school festival. What are the odds of success?
It's a gamble. And the odds are less than favorable. But we can no longer afford to hesitate. What are your thoughts? Should we invite Akechi-kun?
I think it's a good idea. Should be fine.
Okay then. Is everyone else okay with that?
I'm good. Whatever he says has got to be more reliable than what I've been able to come up with.
It would be reassuring to gain him as an ally, rather than simply a source of information.
Hold on. How are we even gonna get in touch with him? It's not like we got his contact info.
We have all the data from the PC of a public prosecutor. Finding his phone number was a no-brainer.
Damn, you're real impressive.
But then, wouldn't he wonder how we acquired his number? I'll just say my sister had it. That isn't even technically a lie. Can you send me the number, Futaba? I'll contact him right away.
Gotta say, I'm really not big on this Akechi deal.
Shut the fuck up.
Now's no time to be petty.
Just think of him as a source of intel, nothing more. I have a response already. He says let me think about it.
Wait a sec. Didn't he say he wasn't gonna do any more stuff for the media?
That's likely why he's so hesitant.
What are we gonna do if he turns us down?
I'll keep trying. Maybe frustrating, but he's all we have at the moment. We need him to do it no matter what. We're counting on you, Makoto.
Who would have thought we'd end up relying on Akechi?
Nice.
Looks like we'll be going to see Yoshida again.
Please consider what I have to say.
As the birth rate continues to climb, we must. Yeah.
Good
Same
evening.
text. By the way, what's your opinion about our current government? I feel that they're wrong, so I plan on addressing that during my speech. I'd like you to listen to it so you can give me your honest opinion.
I feel
Really? That would be helpful. Well then, let's get to it.
Everyone.
The conviction of a government is often tested during times of turmoil. However, the current administration refuses to discuss their plans for the future. Can we really accept such an utter lack of transparency? I've been hearing this type of criticism about the government a lot lately. That's because Diamond Bushido has been gaining popularity by saying the same thing. So he's just another politician's criticism of the government? Apparently. Whatever. So first you stole party funds, and now you're stealing ideas? No good, Tora? Stop talking all big, you ex-convict. It seems I've drawn the ire of the audience once again. So he's claiming those who have made mistakes in the past should get a second chance. What can I say to that? Stop interrupting him. What was that? You got something to say to me, kid? What do you think? What's up with this kid? Listen to what he has to say. Why, you little punk. Yes, I am no good Tora, and I have made mistakes. Yes, I am unpopular and powerless, but that has nothing to do with my arguments. These are things I learned from all my hardships.
Yes.
You can ridicule me all you want, but I will continue to oppose what is wrong with this world. Today's speech ended up being filled with a lot of passion, quite unexpectedly I might add. The highlight though, was your yelling. I just spoke the truth. It's very promising, but don't overdo it. You should avoid making enemies whenever possible. Okay, that's all for today. You two are amazing. I've been wrong this whole time. Even though someone has failed in the past, it doesn't mean that person can't try again. That's all I wanted to say.
You...
Please wait.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. You're a strange one, just like that kid. I learned something from your dauntless spirit today. I have a bad habit of getting flustered whenever someone calls me no good Tora. But you see me as someone of value, so I refuse to cower to criticism in front of you. Today you taught me that I must have more confidence in my arguments. Okay. You okay? You good girl?
Alright.
Ah, tired. Tired cat, yeah. My way of thinking changes when I'm with you. Perhaps it's the influence of your youthful spirit. Ah, my apologies. Seems we're out of time.
Alright. I shall ask you again another time. Hey.
You hear who we're getting for our guest this year? Oh, you mean Akechi, right? Kinda saw that coming. Everyone I know voted for him. Didn't he say he was gonna make any more appearances though? Why do you agree to come here? Probably had to do with the Phantom Thieves. Wasn't Akechi going around saying how evil they were before? Oh yeah, that proves they're connected to our school somehow then. Hey, you're right. Maybe he'll tell us some stuff about the case. No way am I gonna miss the panel this year. They just say whatever they want with no thought. But for now, we'll just need to endure it, at least until we get some more intel.
Okay, class.
School
let's
festival's
get
tomorrow.
started.
Have you made all your preparations? I'm the advisor for the ESS, so I'll be busy helping them today. Oh, looks like the cat wants to go out. You'll have to bear with me. I'll be right back. Say bye, chat. Bye. sorry about that. ESS stands for English Social Study. Whatever, by the way. You need to advertise that Shujin's a school that provides an education you can use anywhere in the world. Hey, Chris. There are tons of three-letter acronyms like ESS in the world.
I need an answer.
Can you tell me what SOS means? Save our soul or something? Oh, the S in SOS. Which one?
That's correct.
SOS, often said to mean save our ship. Save our souls, another interpretation too. But in reality, it's not an acronym of anything. It's just the simplest thing you can send in Morse code in an emergency. If you haven't finished preparing for the festival though, it's too late to send an SOS now.
Nice going.
All right.
School festival isn't just a time for you students to goof off. It's an important event where we invite prospective students, PTA members and the like to attend. This time we have a catchy sound for a panel. There will be twice as many guests even though it's a weekday. I have to spend twice as much time on my makeup tomorrow too. Be on your best behaviour, got it? School festival, huh? Is Akechi really gonna be there? Oh, our grades are out. How'd you do? Damn, I'm dead. Hey, look at that. Look who got top score. Wonder what score I got. I'm top of the class. That's amazing. Everyone's gonna have their eyes on you now. Charm?
All right.
Easy clap. Any word from Akechi? Nothing. But tomorrow's the start of the school festival. Would this be okay? If Akechi-kun declines our offer, we won't have a guest. Huh? That's what you're worried about? I appreciate the concern, but it'll be fine. I just need to get Akechi-kun to agree to this somehow. Yup. What's that bastard up to anyways? He hasn't done anything since he said he was going to go into hiding. Not sure. I'll try explaining the circumstances surrounding the school festival to him again. Hopefully he can give me a response by the end of the day. I'll let you know if I make any progress on that front. Hey, Chris. You, pay attention. Is that how you listen when someone's talking to you? You've got a murderous intent. That's what you get for daydreaming. Kids these days have no respect for their orders.
Welcome home.
Honey, I'm home.
You're back awfully late. How has business been for you lately?
Take a look around. Is the Nijima lady doing well?
Unfortunately, we haven't seen each other lately. We had a difference of opinion.
What are your thoughts, Representative Shido? It doesn't surprise me that people say our country is lethargic. We've let these phantom thieves run amok.
That man's voice.
And because they've targeted only prominent figures, our government leaders have been hesitant to act. I apologize for any concern they may have caused, and will henceforth search for an apt countermeasure.
That politician's really honorable. I like how quick he says he's gonna do everything.
This is an important undertaking, and one I intend to confront with every asset available to me. The selfish criminals enacting this social reform are in fact the ones most deserving of reformation. Answering to the interests of the people as hastily as possible is my natural duty as a politician.
Man, this guy is admirable.
Rampant political scandals, thieves on the loose. As sad as it is, this is the state of our nation. We must resolve this problem, and I assure the people of this noble country that I will do just that.
I feel like I've met that man somewhere before.
What are you standing there staring off into space for? You're creeping me out.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried, moron. You're obstructing business.
That politician is honest and carries an overwhelming amount of charisma. It feels like a trustworthy leader for Japan has finally come forth. Don't you think, boss?
Sorry, wasn't listening.
Criminals, hmm? Well, that must be how he sees it. However, that is ignorant of their true nature.
Don't like politicians?
It isn't about liking or disliking them. It's more about how he suggests the Phantom Thieves be crushed when they've yet to be arrested. If this Okumura incident was not the Phantom Thieves, if they only change the hearts of criminals, then even though they can't be considered innocent, perhaps my goals are not so different from theirs.
You a fanboy?
I knew there was something special about you. Ever since the first time we met. I feel as though I could tell you anything during our conversations. All right. Oh, that reminds me. I've been invited to a panel at Shujin Academy, and... wait. I'm sure you know that already. Considering it's such a good opportunity, I've decided to accept the offer. Thank you for the coffee. It was delicious.
Glad you liked it.
I'm happy I could see you. I'll be going now.
That kid was going on about some real complicated stuff. He's probably a good bit smarter than you, huh? Oh, I didn't notice I got a response from Ketchikan. He accepted the lecture invitation. Well done. Thank you. First step is done at least. Either way, the real issue is what to do next. Lecture is on the afternoon of the second day, yes? Wait, you're coming to our school festival? It's during my exam week, so I'll be able to go in the afternoon. You want to come too, Futaba? Come on, it'll be fun. Seriously? I don't see why not. We should all walk around together tomorrow. It sounds good. At a time like this? This is the perfect chance for us to relax, though. Haru, are you sure you're okay? Seems a little soon. I am, thank you. I just always dreamed of walking around my school festival with friends. I suppose if you say it like that, I can resign myself to enjoying our time there too. Thanks, Haru. It's my pleasure. What to do? What do I do? Let's gym it up, I guess.
Now, let's carry out our plan. Oh, nice going.
All right. All right.
Wanna head back?
The festival seems to be a success.
There's definitely a lot more people than last year.
Well, yeah. This place got famous and all. Phantom Thieves, Kamoshida, Principal Kobayakawa. On top of that, we got Akechi as a guest.
There may be police officers in plain clothes, too. Actually, they probably are here. We better be careful about what we discuss. Acting like normal students is going to be important.
What do you normally do at a school festival? Look around at the exhibits and eat stuff?
There's no rules. Remember when we went to the beach before? Why not go about it like that?
Just enjoy yourself.
I think I can do it if I've got everyone with me.
You are so laid back. There's a possibility that your name and Ryuji's have come up.
A number of the teachers had been questioned before, and even we were interviewed the other day too.
Don't let your guard down too much. It's true that the initial members have been at this for a long time, making it easier to get tracked.
All right.
Now, let's leave it at that. We just need to be mindful about what we're saying, correct? Oh,
You seem to be having quite a lot of fun, Haru. You did mention that you were looking forward to this.
I want to go around with everyone and eat at the refreshment stands.
Well, it'll be a nice change of pace. A lot of nasty stuff's continued lately.
Shall we head off to the stands then?
Let's do it.
All right. This is your first time at our school festival.
They're pretty good, from what I've heard.
I know a great one. Follow me. This is the place.
Made takoyaki?
New customers! I'll show you all to your seats.
So, it's your class's stand.
It's still a refreshment stand, isn't it? It's like a deserted island here.
Well, I guess it's good for talking since there aren't any people here. We heard a lot of rumors even on our way here.
And it was all bullshit.
Here she comes. Act normal.
Who cares? There's nothing normal about this anymore.
Welcome home. May I take your order?
Take my order? What happened to the maid atmosphere?
There are a lot of odd flavors.
Stick to a normal one. I bet they...
I'm so sorry. We sold our last normal one to the previous customer.
The hell?
Well then, I'll have the mentai cheese takoyaki.
I'm sorry. We're out of cod roe.
Then how about the squid?
We're currently out catching squid. It'll probably take another 5 or 6 hours.
That doesn't even sound remotely possible. Ain't this whole menu just a sham?
Actually, we spent most of our budget on making the maid costumes look nice. We didn't put too much effort into the octopus.
Oh, I can see that.
Ryuji, you're making a scene. Then, what would you recommend with what you have now?
That would be the Russian takoyaki.
We'll have that, please.
This will take a little time.
Let's forget about the octopus and get back on topic.
On that note, hearing Kamoshida being almost treated like a victim makes me want to eat my stress away.
I've even heard conjecture that the principal was targeted for reasons like he knew too much.
You talk too much.
I kept hearing about Goro Akechi's popularity.
All thanks to the Phantom Thieves.
You know, did that Akechi guy agree to show up here because he believes we didn't kill anybody?
Or he may simply love large gatherings.
Oh, true. He didn't seem like he minded being pampered by the media at all.
We plan on stealing intel, but we might fall into another trap. I'm gonna be bummed if that happens.
Hell no.
I'm of the same mind. Still, it doesn't change the fact that we don't know what Akechi-kun is planning.
Thank you for the wait. Ooh, it's fresh made.
Lies. I heard a microwave go off.
Well, it's not like I was expecting crispy takoyaki at a school festival or anything. So, what makes this a Russian takoyaki?
Could there be jam in it as a secret ingredient? That sounds quite delicious.
Well, one of these is special.
One of them's obviously red. That's gotta be the one.
Dude, don't tell me the Russian part means...
It's like going for the obvious one is manly.
Is that so?
Well, I prefer the most beautifully shaped one. But all of them are misshapen.
Oh, aren't you all going to eat? I think I'll go for the special one.
Wait, is she honestly going for it?
Do you want to go for the red one?
I'll take it.
Ooh, impressive as always.
Oh, everyone's all here.
The panel isn't until tomorrow, though.
I came to check out the venue. I can't make any mistakes since a lot of people will be present.
Someone's eager.
But people ended up recognizing me. Everyone bombarded me with questions. That's because you were sloppy. I grew tired of the baseless rumors they kept bringing up, so I escaped to where there weren't any people. I'm going to have one of these.
The special one!
Let's just call this my performance fee.
But...
It's fine. It's quite the...
Eating it in one bite is a bad idea.
My throat. This is... Oh, my stomach. It burns.
Are you okay? Do you need water?
I'm fine. I just love spicy stuff.
Hey, does he sound broken to you?
Well then, I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow, he's really trying to hold it together. He's waddling around like some comedian.
It's like he wants to get picked up for some commercial or something.
But did he truly come to simply check the venue? This isn't good. I keep suspecting every little thing.
I know what you mean. I'm doing the same too. I need to do my best tomorrow. We need to somehow get him to be our source of intel. I'm gonna pull this off no matter what.
That Akechi guy. When he got here, didn't he say that everyone's all here? Everyone?
You're just imagining things.
So I guess we got through all of it, okay? Yes, but the associated mental fatigue was extraordinary. Being cautious takes a lot out of you. Seriously, I think I'm as tired now as I am after midterms. I didn't mind any of that. I just loved seeing that detective gulp down the special takoyaki. I had fun as well, since I got to spend time with you all. What would you like to do now, Haru? Walk around a little more? I appreciate the gesture, but I'm satisfied with stopping here. Why don't we go home and rest up? I'll have to deal with the Ketchikun again tomorrow, after all. I have to agree. What will his next move be?
Well then.
Tomorrow's the moment of truth. Akechi's panel.
Oh. Oh.
So I was thinking about ending stream, but I
All right.
want to know what happens. What do I do? Tell you what, we'll keep going.
Nice.
Fuck it, let's make the most of the weekend. Right. Let me think. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a snack. So I will be right back.
Well then, we will now begin today's panel.
We'll be right back. Give me like 5-10 minutes. Shit.
No. Only when I'm not in the vehicle. Are you...
Just keep shooting him. Oh.
Yeah.
Thorn, I found the body of a word.
What are they doing on the... Come on everyone, don't disappoint Daddy.
You know. Well, yeah, but it's not like you're gonna have it's not like you're gonna fucking be like, oh no, the English are getting pillaged. Our mortal rivals are being pillaged by Vikings.
Someone help me. Do you guys know I have a Discord? where you can join and be notified about the stream and when I do streams and upload to YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I've got a YouTube channel. That's where all the previous broadcasts go. Check them out. And give it a follow.
Oh, cock off! How much do I even have?
Oh, bloody hell.
What the fuck is that?
That's a toothbrush.
Well, the EMF is on a 5 while we're shooting a porn.
Who fucking cares? We're shooting porn.
I'm watching the porn on the cam.
Alright, Scott, we need to
Chris,
make
get on top.
some good noises for the camera, alright?
Yeah.
Right, scene.
Get it all?
Oh yeah! Right there! Yes! More womanly. Oh yeah! Right there!
I think Ghost likes it.
Oh yeah!
And then I think Chris with his camera out.
Chris, you need to make more dirty talk.
Or is that Sam with his camera out?
I'm recording in the corner.
I'm in his cock.
End
Oh wait, turn off
stream.
your flashlight.
Correct. I'll teach you how to do a 3-point turn. Ready? Step 1, turn. Step 2, count to 3. Did I say step 3?
Can't even count himself.
I said step 1, step 3. Oh fuck me.
What was that you just said?
I'm pretty sure that was just an incantation to Satan.
Is he going to donate £5 to us?
Hang on, let me just donate to Satan real quick.
Why not the stream?
Nah, Satan funny. You not funny.
Fair.
Wait, Satan! No, mate, no, I haven't got your money. No, I'm working on it. No, I don't have a firstborn you can take. It's not gonna work. No, mate. No, they don't have any time. I checked. Fine, I'll check again. Okay. Okay, bye. He was busy.
Up, 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 up. Fuck! So bad at this.
Could have gone better. Okay.
I'll just... Here, I've got an excuse for this. I can't see the colour red. Which is pretty funny considering I'm in a red room.
That went well.
Oh god. It's Sam. Oh fuck's sake. Oh my fucking god. You know, I left the light on. Oh no! The power's out. I guess I can't answer your question now. Oh no.
It's the thermometer.
Freezing temps.
So I've got that. Yeah.
Fuck! God! Oh my god!
What?
It just appeared for like a second.
Yeah, I got nothing. The stream and the channel is gonna die. Sorry, man.
Funny is dynamic. There it is. Comedian Scott applicable. The world's first accidental comedian.
Oh, hello. Oh yeah.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen if you open this door.
The rats go.
Don't worry, dude. I'll submit your submission to FaZe Clan. Oh, he's dead.
Hi.
Our guest of honor is Goro Akechi.
Oh, an idiot.
I feel kind of bad considering how many people have gathered. I'm sure you all would have been happier to have a singer or a mascot appear, wouldn't you say?
We'd appreciate if you could tell us about your experiences with the notorious Phantom Thieves. It'd be wonderful if you could let us hear more about your actual investigative process.
I'm not used to being the one interrogated, so please go easy on me.
How much do you think he knows?
He talks about the Phantom Thieves are dangerous, yet he says they haven't committed any murders. Either he has an idea who the true culprit is, or he has uncovered the identities of the Phantom Thieves.
Come on, Makoto. You gotta get it out of him.
As much as you're allowed to say, would you tell us how far along your investigation is on them?
Getting right to the point, I see. Well, if it's as much as I'm allowed to say, then everything on TV and the internet is all of it. We don't have any leads yet, and the methods behind their crimes are still unclear.
I see. Even with this country's power, arresting them is proving to be difficult. Is that the case?
I wouldn't phrase it that way, but, well, something like that.
Thank you for answering that question. By the way, it seems you've denied a correlation between the Phantom Thieves and the murders. Why the sudden change? Until now, haven't you upheld your stance that the Phantom Thieves are dangerous? How are you so positive that they haven't committed murder?
Are you a little too comfortable interrogating people? Why, it's as if you're a prosecutor.
Excuse me. This is something I've personally been interested in, so I couldn't help it. But won't you tell us? What reason is there that you'd claim their innocence when you previously stated they were unjust? Mako-chan's really pressing for an answer. She's pelting him with questions.
Every person whose heart they changed have truly been criminals, including Okumura. Why then was he the only one who needed to be killed?
Why is that?
I must admit, I couldn't deduce a reason. That's why I believe that case should be thought of as if a different party is responsible. And if, this is all hypothetical, mind you, if the Phantom Thieves are the ones I know of, I can't possibly imagine they would kill anyone.
Your comment just now, does this mean the police have already identified who they are?
Oh, no. The police haven't gotten that far yet. But I have my own conclusions about the true identities of the Phantom Thieves.
He's gotta be bluffing.
Pipe down. He's lying, right?
Uh-oh.
But if it's the truth...
He saw us go into the metaverse.
truth. What's he planning on saying?
That's quite the confidence you have. If you're so certain, then very well. I'd like to ask you then. Who do you think the Phantom Thieves are, Akechi-san?
That idiot! No. There's no way he could have any evidence.
So what's going into the metaverse?
They're people you all know quite well. The identity of the Phantom Thieves are... it's mine. I apologize for the interruption, but I can't turn off my phone due to my job. Would you mind if I step away for about 10 minutes or so?
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but we'll be taking a break. We'll resume the panel in 10 minutes.
Please don't troll me online for this interruption, okay?
Is there a room I may use?
There's the PE faculty office.
I want you to come too. There's a matter I want to discuss. Your friends from yesterday are here, aren't they? Can you bring them too, if that's all right?
Did you set this up?
We only have 10 minutes, you know.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, fine.
That's gotta be shopped! I have video footage too. Please, let's not feign ignorance. All of you can go to that other world too, yes? As I just said, I know everything. I also know that when you traverse over there, your appearance changes as well. It's because of those mysterious powers, isn't it? I found out about that world about a month ago. This had been installed onto my phone without my knowledge. Dude, it's the nav. When the app activated on its own, the scenery around me suddenly changed. Quite frankly, I still can't believe it myself. But from the look of these photos, all of you seem quite used to it.
We've been listening to you blab on for a while now, but cut the delusional...
All of you are acting as Phantom Thieves in the metaverse. I can say so with conviction because I have the same power as you. So you admit it then. In all honesty, I've been curious about you since the time of the Madarame case. But to think it would end up like this.
We didn't kill anyone!
I believe that as well.
How can you be so sure?
Because I saw another. The real culprit.
For real?
Who was it?
I couldn't identify his face. He had a mask on, after all. Actually, when I took these photos, I entered that world too. That's when I saw someone else moving about, besides all of you. He shot at me the moment he noticed me.
That's who killed President Okumura?
Most likely. At the very least, I was almost killed by him. I can't die here. I need to determine the truth. When those thoughts overcame me, I awakened to that power. A most fortunate accident.
This guy has a persona too?
This cat. I swear, it just talked.
Morgana, our teammate who taught us about the metaverse.
Really? This is unbelievable. But it is true that you know things that I don't. Say, Morgana, Were you also the one who instructed them on how to change people's hearts? I experienced that world too. But I still haven't solved that mystery yet.
We go in the metaverse, or we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
Ah. There's certainly no way anyone could figure out such an MO.
Anyways, back to what you were talking about. Are we in this mess because of that guy?
Although I don't completely understand the method, all you do is simply reform people. Someone else is behind the murders. However, the police have decided that the Phantom Thieves did it. They'll arrest you at this rate.
They're going to treat me as my father's murderer?
I can't overlook such a grave mistake. Which is precisely why I want us to strike a deal. I may be able to save you from this situation.
A deal?
I would like you to cooperate with me on investigating the truth.
And if we decline?
Then I think I'll have to inform the police about all of you, along with that video I mentioned.
This ain't no deal, it's blackmail!
Say what you will. This is the method that I believe is correct. The justice I uphold will not tolerate criminals who kill people at their leisure.
Justice.
You've heard that Sai-san is the one spearheading the investigation about you Phantom Thieves, correct? The higher-ups are concerned only with settling the case. They want to capture the culprits behind the psychotic breakdown incidents and end the commotion. Those are the ones who are putting pressure on Sai-san. I can only imagine her impatience.
What of evidence that we did it? How do they intend on proving it?
Even if there's no objective explanation to the method, it's over once causality is established. Sai-san can't make rational judgments at the moment. If she were to be cornered, well, she may even make up a confession.
Make it up?
So, they're gonna make it all our fault? Just because they feel like it?
We haven't killed anyone, though! And we're still going to be arrested?
You'll be found guilty if you're caught. And it will be treated as a very serious crime.
Bullshit! None of that makes any sense!
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do alone anymore to stop the flow of things.
And that's why you want our cooperation.
Yes. In return, I'll turn a blind eye to what you've done. Those are my conditions. That said, I ask that you disband the Phantom Thieves after this.
What should we do about Akechi-san's proposal?
I see. I don't think it's a bad deal, though. Well, you don't have to decide at the moment. Considering this is you we're talking about, I believe you'll come to a favorable reply. All right. I'm glad we could talk. It's been a while since I've been able to spend such a meaningful time like this. I look forward to your answer. It was definitely worth coming today, for various reasons. We should be getting back. About that, I'm sorry. Would it be acceptable if we ended the panel here? The reason why you called for me in the first place was because you wanted intel, correct? My business is concluded as well.
I'll deal with it somehow.
Damn it! He had complete control over us!
going.
The fuck?
I'm sorry about the sudden break. An urgent task came in. So, I truly apologize about this, but I'll have to end things here today.
To make up for the time that was planned for this panel, the Rakugo Research Club will instead be...
I can't say anything in detail regarding the Phantom Thieves investigation, but I feel another great stride will occur again soon. I hope you all continue to pay attention to what happens.
Let's have a big round of applause for today's guest, Goro Akechi.
Was that really our best course of action? He totally used Makoto's suggestion against us.
Indeed. We intended to get intel out of him, but to think it would play out like this.
So what? We'll just accept his deal?
He's got evidence on us. We really don't have a choice.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
Calm down, Ryuji.
How am I supposed to calm down? What are we gonna do?
What's done is done. We'll have to cool our heads and think more on this. We must make up our minds by the time he contacts us again.
We need to give this a lot of thought.
Similar occurrences followed in succession earlier this spring. Although things have quieted down until recently, several incidents have occurred once again. Furthermore, new information has come to light about the suspect who suffered sudden mental shutdown. He had received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves.
Why did Futaba have something like this?
If a calling card was delivered, we can only assume that the Phantom Thieves are behind it. If so, those occurrences back in spring can be attributed to them as well. Moreover...
I knew it. She's... Oh, God.
The post-festival party is about to begin in the gymnasium. Please join us, everybody.
The post-festival party is about to begin. Would you like to go together? I'm trying to think about what happened earlier, but that's got me nowhere. So I could use a change of pace. How about it? Sure, let's go. Thank you. I'll be waiting at the gymnasium.
Alright, that was a great performance by the dance club. Everybody give them another round of applause.
I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about what Akechi-kun said.
It'll be alright.
It feels like nothing bad could ever happen when you say that.
And now it's time for your favorite Shujin tradition, the student sharing special. Round of applause, everyone.
Sharing? I never knew we had such an event.
All right, who has something to say? Anyone? Anyone? No? I'll just have to pick someone then.
Oh, he's going to choose? I wonder who it would be.
It's gonna be one of us.
How about that fluffy-haired girl over there? I choose you.
Huh? Is he looking this way?
Well then, come on up.
He's talking to me.
You're up.
So it really is me.
Come, everyone's waiting.
Well, I'm going.
And your name is? Wait, you're Okumura-san?
Yes. She's an Okumura.
I
Oh god.
To tell you the truth, I'm interested in that myself.
Really? Wow, way to go!
I think it was him.
Wait!
So, Akumura-san, what's your relation to this guy?
That wasn't what we were talking about!
My, she's quite flustered. Is this a hot scoop? But I'm a gentleman. It hurts my heart to bully such a sweet girl. Well, did you all enjoy our blushing beauty? Thank you very much, Okumura-san.
Just when it was getting interesting.
The post-festival party is finally over. It turned out to be more like an interview party, huh? I still can't believe you said that.
You were in trouble.
Huh? Right. At any rate, I'm not sure what I would have done without you. Thank you for saving me. You're a mysterious person, but you're so reliable. I think the two of us will get along quite well in the future. Just kidding. Who knows what may lie ahead?
Oh, okay, that's what you meant.
For now, I'm worried about what happened with Akechi-kun. But I have to say, my first post-festival party was quite fun. Though, I guess it's my last too. Here, I'd like you to have this. I bought it earlier.
It looks delicious.
Now then, let's go home.
Haven't a lot of people been losing their minds lately? Yeah, there's been a sudden increase. I bet it's because of that fan site. I heard that victims were on the rankings here. We should really be blaming the people who requested it. Welcome home. You took off somewhere during the festival, huh? I tried to find you, but I gave up pretty quickly. Futaba, what are you doing here in front of the store? I need to calm my brain. My thoughts were getting out of hand. Not just Akechi, but other stuff too. We're in deep trouble unless we could do something soon. But anyway, I was just thinking about going inside, so your time is perfect. Let's go.
The mass media has been causing quite a commotion lately. No countermeasure for the Phantom Thieves, the sorry state of the police, destruction of safety. They're saying whatever they want. So, how's the investigation progressing? Any clues yet?
Nothing that leads to a firm conviction yet.
What's going on here? Didn't you say that you were sure about closing this case? And I thought I told you that failure won't be tolerated. Well, this is troublesome. If things continue at this rate, never mind the promotion, we'd have to let you go entirely.
But sir...
I had high expectations for you, but it seems this task was too much to handle for someone so young. We may need to reform the operation as well, since the selected personnel for this...
Please, let me see this through to the end. This case is something that I've always...
I know that you've been at this for a while now, even before the police spared us the staff for it. If you can manage an arrest, I've made special arrangements so that you can question them personally. That's what you want, isn't it? The leadership of this country is about to change. We can't let this case carry over into their term. I'll make myself clear again. Failure isn't an option. We need results.
I understand.
You're allowed to take some bold measures if you need to. We need good results, no matter what. Oh, one more thing. If the unexpected happens to occur, contact me immediately.
To you, sir?
I said that failure isn't an option, didn't I? Yes. Everything is proceeding as planned.
We're home. Sojiro?
I was cleaning up and found this. This is a calling card, right? I read about it online, too.
You went into my room without my permission?
I'll apologize as much as you want later. So, what is this?
That's...
Is it something to get flustered over? I knew it. This isn't just some game you're playing. Why aren't you saying anything?
Why did you keep it? I mean, it was memorable.
Explain.
Explain.
Is it something that you can't explain?
Explain. Hey, if this keeps up, Futaba's...
Don't blame Futaba.
Oh? I'll get right to the point. Is this a real one? Was a change of heart triggered in you? How about it?
Ever since Mom died, there was no exit. I was trapped in a labyrinth of my heart. I knew I had to leave it, but I couldn't do it by myself.
Futaba. Here, sit down. I can at least listen to what you have to say.
The Phantom Thieves saved me. They stole my messed up heart. It's the same as Mom's research. They changed my cognition.
Seriously? Okaba's research about altering one's cognition. I wondered about it myself, too. Still.
When did you notice?
When she said she was going to go to the beach out of nowhere. Even the doctors had thrown in the towel. At first, I just chalked it up as other kids being a better support for you than any adult. But as I kept watching the tabloid shows here, day in and day out, a thought crossed my mind. I thought your case kind of seemed similar to what these Phantom Thieves were doing.
Wow.
I'm still your guardian, you know. I'd never overlook such a drastic change in your behavior.
Sojiro.
But to think that Wakaba's research and the Phantom Thieves changing hearts were about the same thing. Back in the day, I used to be a government official. My job was to be the bridge between the country and the lab that Wakaba worked at. It's around that time that I got to know her. She said something odd when we were out drinking, that she might soon die in an odd way. Who wouldn't take that as a joke? I just laughed it off. But it happened exactly as she said. If anything were to happen to you, I'd feel like I let her down. There's something I want to ask you. Judging from your attitude, you knew about this calling card, didn't you? You should have known that Futaba had a change of heart through the Phantom Thieves as well. Is there a connection between you and them? The first incident of a change of heart was a teacher at your school. The kid who brought that painting here was a pupil of that artist who had a change of heart, wasn't he? And then there's Futaba. These scandals always seem to find their way around you. What do you have to say?
Sorry for keeping quiet.
These people are called criminals by the general public. Why did you introduce such dangerous people to Futaba?
That's not true! I asked them! That's why he saved me! He stole my heart!
Oh.
Asked? Stole? Wait, are you saying that he's the one who changed your heart? So, he's not connected with the Phantom Thieves, but is one himself? You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
It's no joke.
Are you serious? You really are a Phantom Thief? Oh, for crying out loud.
Sojiro!
So, basically, I've been sheltering a Phantom Thief for the last 6 months. And on top of that, Futaba's involved too. What the hell?
I want to find the culprit who killed my mom.
Wait, killed?
She was killed. I remember it now.
Stop this nonsense!
Why won't you believe me? Are you the same as everyone else? Didn't you know already? The way Mom died wasn't normal. Didn't you notice that her research was stolen by someone? Sojiro!
When she passed away, I did think it was odd. It was awfully fishy. But what could I do? All I was able to do was run from it all. And the outcome of that was me spending my retirement here. Also, the reason I took custody of you was me trying to selfishly atone for what happened to Wakaba. It's basically my fault that you got burdened with all this crap.
It's not your fault, Sojiro.
I acted all big, lectured, even yelled at you kids.
07.
And in the end, I'm the one being consoled. I'm hopeless. And a laughingstock, aren't I?
That's not true.
I mean, the one who killed Mom's the one at fault.
I see. Don't worry. Even if you are the real Phantom Thieves, I have no intention of reporting or kicking you out. I mean, who would believe such a story? Unless they catch you red-handed, it's impossible to explain that you're the Phantom Thieves. Let me just say one thing, though. Immediately back out of a fight that you can't win.
Why?
Just do as I say. If, by chance, you pissed off the same guys that killed Wakaba, then they're not someone that kids like you can deal with. Listen to reason, all right? We're done talking about this. Let's eat. I'm so hungry because I raised my voice so much.
At least we avoided the worst-case scenario of being reported arbitrarily. Still, we should tell the others about what just happened. I'm tired.
What? He knows everything? Gotta be fucking kidding. Wait, are you okay? Did he report you or anything? We likely wouldn't be receiving these messages if he was not okay. I had a feeling that Boss was no ordinary man. But he didn't recommend you turn yourself in, did he? I think in that case we can consider him a new ally. I'm more curious about what he mentioned to you. You mean how our enemy might be the same people who targeted Futaba's mother? Yes, she was killed by mental shutdown, the same method used by the culprit we pursue now. Wait a second though. Didn't you say Boss had to run from it all? Does that mean someone was trying to stop the news from getting out? Who could do that? Who do you think the culprit could be? A government official. Ain't you letting your imagination run wild a bit? But it would make sense. Wait a sec. If you're right, then wouldn't the police be working for him too? That's not impossible. This is getting too big for me to even think about. Can we really win this? We're gonna win no matter what. Guess the chief had an inkling after all. Okay, well, we're not.
Nice.
It's my fault. All this happened because I kept the calling card. Oh, well, we can't. It's late already. Sure, you're still awake? This is kind of awkward. You can sleep on the sofa.
Hey.
Wait, shouldn't you sleep on the sofa so that Futale can go ahead and sleep on the bed? I'm gonna go home. Night. Just gonna say, it'd be a bit awkward otherwise. Let's call it a day and go to bed.
That concludes the speech given by Representative Masayoshi Shido, who may be forming a new party. We now resume our coverage of the Phantom Thieves, the suspects for Mr. Okumura's death and others. The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives, and have decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves.
Look.
Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen. And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
If I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it.
That's insane.
I hope you understand the situation you're in. Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school. Why did this happen?
I'm sorry.
This isn't about me. Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened. All I can do now is give you shelter. Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, alright?
I love this guy, man. I know.
I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
This guy's a fucking
I feel
saint.
bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
What a fucking saint.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, the Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1. Exactly. That will be when their curtain falls.
Hey, great!
Can't believe how big the bounty is. We should look for the Phantom Thieves ourselves. Akechi suggested they go to the school, right? Yeah, but let's not. There's been too many mental shutdowns as it is. It'll probably be the end of us if we start sniffing around now. But 30 million yen, man. Just let me dream a little. Guess I'm getting hit by a piece of chalk. Yo, you see the news? I braced myself for this possibility. Actually having a wanted notice out for us feels kind of weird. I'm not sure we're going to get away with it this time. Our backs are truly against the wall now. Discussing it here won't do us any good though. Let's talk more in person. Oh, never mind.
We're wanted now. And the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book? It feels so unrealistic I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up. How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura. Yeah, the enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Then what about everything we've done until now? Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
No, because of Yusuke and I, the Madarame and Kaneshiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida, too? Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort. There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the Fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target. Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly.
What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end. And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal. All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly. Haru?
It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck! Ah!
Ryuji! Taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone.
Hey, what do you think? Why did we lose? What did we do wrong?
They baited us.
It's probably because we weren't acting like ourselves.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up with making a name for ourselves. I'm such an idiot! I became a phantom thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong, that our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous phantom thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause. I'm so irritated with myself. Makoto.
Damn it! I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too! But still, it's so damn frustrating! Of course I want to do something about this!
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate. However, we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
Let's turn the tables.
Yeah. Running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want. That's the same as dumping our aesthetics again, because we only care about our hides.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this. Absolutely not like this.
Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it. Yeah.
Well, it's easy. You just fucking call Ketchy and be like, we accept your offer.
Yo.
Hey, it's me. About me yelling earlier. Being framed and the added bounty. It all felt like such bullshit. I lost it. I'm sorry. I don't mind. Really? That's good. Maybe I haven't changed it at all since that time we went up against Kamoshida. I wanted to become a phantom. I wanted to be a phantom thief because I thought even someone like me could be a hero. Made me so happy to be depended on. Guessed it all went straight to my head.
And again.
I thought I could do anything if it was for justice, but that would make me no different from our targets. I called them shitbags, but I must be the shittiest of shitbags. I can't even joke about it. You can still change. You're right. I can start by changing who I am now. Thanks, man. I feel like I can think straight now. Oh, I scared Haru and Futaba, didn't I? I'll have to apologize to them soon.
See ya.
Akechi? Got a message from Akechi-kun. He wants us to gather at LeBlanc tomorrow after school. Does he think he is trying to boss us around like that? Tomorrow? That's sudden. This is directly after the reward order announcement. There must be a calculated reason for this too. We'll be okay, right? We'll manage. Yeah, we're gonna overcome this together. Regardless, I don't want anyone disturbing our pace anymore. Let's go about this calmly. See you all tomorrow. We reached a crucial moment. There's no point fretting about it now though. Let's just stay calm and wait for tomorrow.
Okay.
Can't let things end here. We need to figure out who's behind everything. Alright, I think that's where we're going to call it. It's 1:30 and I'm going to have to stay on my PC for a little bit to get the VOD uploaded, so... Either way, we're going to carry on this tomorrow. I feel like we're close to the end of the game, but I have no idea. I'm so invested. Either way, I love you all. Look after yourselves, stay hydrated, enjoy the rest of your evening, or technically, in my case, enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow.
You know what? You two,
for regular updates.
you two do my outro.
What, did you just do it?
No, I'll do it again.
Alright. Discord! Go there for news! Also, updates! There's a YouTube channel, that's where the VODs are! Buy shirts, merch.
Yeah?
Twitter. If you don't like Discord, there's a Twitter. Fill out the form.
This form will send you to your grave. Sign it now.
Fill out the form to get your permission slip to go to Chernobyl. Daddy's brand sauce is coming all over your face. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Rate 5 stars back in 2007.
Make sure to visit someone else's.
Make sure to visit www.com.
Could you repeat that one?
That's www.com.
Join in, Sam.
Hang on.